Thanks guys for checking out this information. If you're viewing this video, then you must be losing it. Your hair, of course, is what I'm talking about. And you may be considering options to correct your pattern baldness, such as hair transplants or even a hair replacement system. Well, I've done them both, and I can shed great light into both options for you to help you make an educated decision on which route you want to take. I myself started losing my hair in my mid-20s, and I tried everything there was available on the market to correct my thinning hair. Everything from Rogaine to Propecia, even the DHT inhibiting shampoos. And of course, you know what the results were. Nothing worked. Very minimal results to nil at best. So finally, in my late 20s, I decided to go the hair transplant route, and I began to research doctors, within a few 100-mile radius, and I wanted to only go with a physician that did only transplants, not just a general plastic surgeon, but someone that did transplants only. I found a guy that was about 150 miles away, had a great reputation, and I scheduled the procedure. I went in there and had it done. I'm not going to get into the details. I detail that for you in my book, but I can tell you that after 4.5 months, I had growing hair all here in my frontal lobes and on my crown. And because I was only in my late 20s, I still had a great deal of my natural hair. So the transplants blended in wonderfully. It was, I was very happy, and it was a nice results from the procedure. Well, unfortunately, as I aged quickly, I lost more hair, so I had to keep going in for transplant procedures to fill in, because transplants by themselves, without your natural hair around them to blend in and give them a dense appearance, are not good. They're not good on their own. You've got to have your natural hair to combine with the transplants to give you a cosmetically acceptable appearance. And that's the problem with hair transplants. And after I'd had 4 procedures, finally I woke up and looked in the mirror and like, gosh, here I am in my mid-30s. I've had 4 procedures, and my hair looks pitiful. And I show in my book, I show pictures of my transplants only, and you can see exactly how thin they really look. Well, finally, in my, like I said, my mid-30s, I had enough. I had enough of the bad moods. Goodness gracious. And I did what I had been putting off for the very last option, and that was to check into wearing a hair system. I looked in the phone book, the yellow pages for hair replacements. I found a what I call a hair center. Went in, scheduled an appointment to see the owner. Is a guy that owned it. Actually, it was a guy and his wife. They owned it, and he met with me on a Saturday, and gave me all the information. And I'll be honest with you, it was very overwhelming. The bases, the different hair, the different textures. He did do a good job of presenting the information, but it was still overwhelming. He wore hair himself, and I never would have known it until he told me. He wanted me to feel his hair, feel his hairline, and his hair looked very impressive. Well, I went home and just overwhelmed with information, just wasn't ready to bite the bullet. Gosh, am I really wanting to do this? But after another 2 weeks of just not liking the way I looked, looking 10 years older than I really was, I knew it was time. It was time to go ahead and do the deed. So I scheduled an appointment with the hair center to go in, and they made a template of my hair. They cut some of my natural hair off my head and sent it in, to have a custom hair system made. They called me up and it was ready, so I went in and I did the deed. I went in, I made an appointment for Friday evening, so I wanted the weekend to try to recoup my losses if this procedure did not go well. But I tell you, the girls, they put the hair on, and it was just absolutely wonderful. It was wonderful. It instantly added, or I'm sorry, took off 10 years of my natural age, of my true age. And since I've started wearing that hair system, I have not looked back since. It has been the answer to my hair loss. And I encourage you guys, you must consider wearing a hair replacement. I don't get paid a penny. I do not work for a company that sells hair systems or tape or glue, the accessories that go with it. That's not what I do. I'm here to help guys with hair loss that want to wear a hair system, that do wear hair systems, that are considering hair transplants. You know, make the best decision and look the best that they can. This video is titled Hair Transplants versus Hair Replacement. So let me give you a brief synopsis of both. Hair transplants are the obvious choice. If you want to take the path of least resistance, and if the commercials are true, then hair transplants are the way you want to go. Pay the money, have the procedure done, wake up 4 months later, boom, you've got your hair growing back. You wash it, you style it, you go to the barber, have it cut, and everything's good. But unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. I'm sorry to tell you this, it's just not the way it goes. I wish it was. I wouldn't be making this video, and I wouldn't have written my book. I'd be telling you how to get your hair back through hair transplantation. It's just not that way. If you have minimal hair loss into your 50s and 60s, transplants can work for you. They're a nice fill-in, and they blend. If you have the natural hair for it to blend with, then transplants are an answer. I know a guy, a friend of mine, is in his mid-60s. He's had 4 procedures like I have, and his transplants look good. But along with the one I know dozens and dozens of guys that are like me, have had the procedures, and they failed. They're not happy at all with their transplanted hair. It's not cosmetically acceptable. My stylist that does my hair now, she tells me that 60% of her male clients are failed. They have transplants that have failed, and that's why they're there to wear a hair system to cover up their failed transplants. Now, on the flip side, a hair replacement is the way to go to get immediate gratification. You walk out of your hair center, you're 8 years younger. You look great, but with your hair replacement comes the upkeep of a hair replacement, and also the stigma that goes with, you know, us guys, us girls that wear hair. Why is that? Why can a girl go and have nails put on, have silicone implants? Why can a guy go out and get cosmetic dentistry veneers? And it's a good thing. You know, they want to brag about it. It's a good thing. But let us guys that can't do a thing about our hair loss try to improve our quality of life. And, you know, there's almost a stigma there. Forget about it. I think it's that way because guys are out there that haven't read my book, that are wearing their hair wrong. It's too heavy, it's too dense, the texture's not right, the color's not right, and it's giving us guys with good looking hair, you know, a bad rap. Come on guys, learn how to wear your system. So there you go. With transplants, you have no upkeep but no hair. I'm kidding. No upkeep but very, very minimal hair. With a hair replacement, you get your hair back, but there is the upkeep. Check out my book, www.lookbetterwithhair. I detail all the ins and outs of wearing a hair system. I tell you how to do it, and I tell you how to do it right. Thanks, guys.